Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is your boy Fitzmonk TV here, aka Jalon33. I'm back with another video on the channel for you guys today. And today, we're going to be talking Dragon Ball Daima episode 12, where we see our boy Vegeta finally go even further beyond, as for the first time on screen, we see him transform into Super Saiyan 3. And I'm so excited to talk about this with you guys today. I'll be honest with you guys right off the bat. I've seen a lot of people kind of spreading misinformation about Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. So in this video, I would highly recommend, if any of your friends or anybody you're talking to that's a fan of, Dragon Ball, if they have any questions about Super Saiyan 3, I would point them to this video. We're going to be going in depth talking about when he learned to use Super Saiyan 3, why he, didn't use it in Super, since we know Diamond takes place before Super, and all of that good stuff. So let's not waste any time, all right? So, like I said, if you guys haven't already, if you guys haven't checked out my Dragon Ball Daima episode 12 reaction, it is on the channel. I'll be honest, one of the best reactions I think I've ever done. I was so hyped to see Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, and I'll be honest with you guys right off the bat. I kind of knew Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta was coming, but I just didn't know when. So my boy Geekdom 101, we'll probably mention him a couple times in this video. He made a video a couple months before Daima release, like late in the summertime, about the possibility of us seeing Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, right? And from there I was like, yeah, it's gonna happen. And the second depending on where you guys are watching this, the second like Dragon Ball Daima episode 10 and 11 came out, I knew that we were gonna get Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. It just felt like this was the moment, right? There was a reason why they didn't do Goku versus Tamagami 2, and they decided to give Vegeta the spotlight and have him go up against Tamagami 2, right? So I was like, yeah, this is gonna be the moment. And then just seeing it actually happen, right, in episode 12, it was just absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome, right? So first things first, when did Vegeta learn how to go Super Saiyan 3? Right? So, remember, Dragon Ball Daima takes place about a year after the Buu Saga, right? It takes place very shortly after the events of the Buu Saga, when, of course, Goku defeats Kid Buu. He comes back alive, right? And then, there's peace on Earth, right? We all know the events of Daima. Of course, all of our heroes, they get turned back into mini versions of themselves, right? Back into kids. And then they go into the demon realm to, rescue Dende, who's been kidnapped by the Demon King Goma, and of course to use the Dragon Balls to turn themselves back into adults again, right? Because they can't use the Earth's Dragon Balls, because the Earth's Dragon Balls were just recently used. So in that time frame between the end of the Buu Saga and the events of Dragon Ball Daima, which are taking place right now, right? That's when Vegeta learned how to go Super Saiyan 3. Bulma mentions it in this episode, right? Goku's shocked and excited that that Vegeta has, achieved Super Saiyan 3. Goku says, when did he learn how to do that? And he has an excited grin on his face, right? And Bulma says, well, he's been solo training, right? So Bulma knew that Vegeta reached this new level. And we know Vegeta is a master of solo training, right? He does most of his training by himself. Of course, once we get into Dragon Ball Super, him and Goku start training together all the time, especially when they're on Beerus' planet. But Vegeta, almost all the power he's gained up until Dragon Ball Super, he's really done on his own by solo training, training in the Gravity Room, at Capsule Corporation, etc., etc., right? So Vegeta got to see Super Saiyan 3 in action when Goku, of course, used it against Kid Buu. Remember, Goku didn't use Super Saiyan 3 when he was fighting Majin Vegeta, but of course later in the arc, in the final battle on the land of the Kais, that's when Vegeta sees Goku use Super Saiyan 3 for the first time, right? And of course he's pissed that Goku didn't use it against him in their fight, but he gets to see it in action. But one thing that's important to note here, right? And like I said, I want to give credit to Geekdom 101 because he made this video a lot easier to do, right? One of the things we see, Goku is super powerful as a Super Saiyan 3, and he's able to hold his own against Kid Buu, but he struggles because we all know the biggest weakness of Super Saiyan 3 is the energy drain, right? It was the main reason why Goku had to leave Earth early in the Buu Saga, because when he transformed into Super Saiyan 3, right, the energy drain it took just to stay in that form drained the time that he had to stay on Earth because he was dead at that time, right? So yes, Super Saiyan 3 is much stronger, but Goku says, "Damn it, this never happened to me while I was dead. I guess Super Saiyan 3 really drains the ki out of a living body, right?" And you can see, look, Vegeta's taking notice of that. And remember, when Goku learned how to go Super Saiyan 3, he learned how to do that in Otherworld, right? So the circumstances were different, right? His body wasn't technically a living body, in Otherworld. The way, gravity and time work, it works completely different because Otherworld is separate from the living world where everyone else lives, right? So Goku was able to use Super Saiyan 3 more effectively in the Otherworld, right? But of course, using in the normal world, it's a huge energy drain, right? And it's the main reason why he wasn't able to defeat Kid Buu on his own. So Vegeta takes note of that. So of course, after the Buu saga, during those 10 months, Vegeta, of course, right? Goku has a super special talent about him, right? He's a low class warrior, but with super special talent. So he's able to reach these newer heights of power just because of his pure talent. And of course, the hard work that he puts into his training. Vegeta is an elite, right? Vegeta was born an elite, saying he's the prince, right? So Vegeta was kind of born with this elite talent already, but one of the things that Vegeta can't stand about Goku is that Goku is a lower class Saiyan, right? It's one of the biggest things about their rivalry that took Vegeta almost all Dragon Ball Z to finally get over, right? Because it discusses Vegeta that a low class Saiyan like Goku was able to reach his level and even surpass him multiple times and leave Vegeta in the dust. And Vegeta says it all the time. He says, "I will not be left in the dust by you, Kakarot." Right? So no matter if it was when Goku went Super Saiyan first, right, during the Frieza saga, or when Gohan went Super Saiyan 2 against Cell, Vegeta was always able to eventually catch up, right? We'll even talk about this in just a second when we get into Dragon Ball Super, when, of course, the God forms come in. But after Vegeta saw Goku struggle with Super Saiyan 3, yes, Vegeta recognized that Goku was stronger, but he also noticed the weaknesses of Super Saiyan 3 at that time, right? But that doesn't stop Vegeta. Vegeta trains. Of course, he eventually, in less than a year's time, he's able to reach Super Saiyan 3 on his own, right? One quick thing to note about Super Saiyan 3's design, right? Of course, Super Saiyan 3's design, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta's hair design is different from that of course, Goku and Gotenks, right? It's a spikier hair version of Super Saiyan 3 that flows straight out the back and not down to the front. So it's a little more similar to Beast Gohan, but not exactly like Beast Gohan. Of course, Beast Gohan's hair goes straight up and just has massive length on it. Super Saiyan 3's hair goes straight out, right? And when Goku uses it, or Gotenks, it goes straight down the back, right? The reason for this is Toriyama, when designing Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, wanted to use the original hair design he had for Super Saiyan 3 back when he was making the Buu Saga. Of course, you see right here, this is Super Saiyan 3 Goku. This was the original design for Super Saiyan 3. This is what Super Saiyan 3 was originally supposed to be, right? No bang in the front of the hair, and there was, the hair going straight out instead of down the back. And also, it was supposed to have a tail. It was supposed to have a tail similar to that of like Super Saiyan 4 and, of course, the Grade 8 form. But Toriyama, changed it, and then we got the iconic Super Saiyan 3 look we know today. But with Vegeta, Toriyama wanted to give Vegeta that original Super Saiyan 3 look. So Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3 hair is actually what it originally was supposed to be. And I like that. I think, one thing that I've always said is, of course, Goku and Vegeta always having the same forms. It's literally almost copy and paste kind of some of the time, right? There's no difference, of course, outside of course, Goku and Vegeta have different hairstyles and hairlines, but really, there's never really any big differences between those forms. It's just really the hair color change. All right, now with Super Saiyan 3, and one of the things I'm really excited for, and I cannot wait for us to get, is eventually, sometime at the end of Daima, I cannot wait to see Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta fighting side by side. because you're gonna get to see those differences, right there. You're gonna see Goku's hair flowing from the down his back, and you're gonna see, of course, Vegeta's hair flowing, straight out. I cannot wait that because you could actually see the real differences between the form and the styles of that, right? Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, right? It's really just a hair color change. That's it. And there's no real differences, right? It's not until you get to like Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego that you see actual real signature differences with those transformations, which is one of the reasons why I love those forms so much for those two characters. So that I love how Vegeta here gets the original Super Saiyan 3 hair design instead of getting just a copy and paste of what Goku and Gotenks already have, right? So now moving on. So like I said, here's some of the designs, right? Of course, these are the character designs for Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Like I said, you can see the straight hair going straight out. And of course, it looks awesome. It looks awesome. So, the next big question, of course, people are going to have is Dragon Ball Super, right? Why didn't Vegeta use Super Saiyan 3 throughout Dragon Ball Super? Of course, and this is the in-universe explanation. Of course, like the explanation we all know, of course, Daima was created years after Dragon Ball Super's anime run had already ended, even though the manga is still going, right? But why, for the in-universe explanation, why didn't Vegeta use Super Saiyan 3 against Beerus or throughout any of the arcs of Dragon Ball Super? And the explanation is actually pretty simple, and it just surprises me. This happens all the time with Dragon Ball fans. It just surprises me that people just don't understand it. You just gotta go back here, really. And I got a couple other tweets from Geekdom. Like I said, shout out to Geekdom. He made this video actually much more easier to do. Even though I already knew this information, there's a lot of people that didn't. So here you right. Of course, Vegeta saw Super Saiyan 3 Goku in action, and he saw how Goku struggled with that. But the main thing also is, all right, Geekdom says right here, yes, Super Saiyan 3 is much stronger, but the energy drain doesn't mix with his fighting style and makes long and tough fights difficult. Of course, remember the fight with Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Kid Buu was a long fight, right? And you could saw how if Goku didn't stop using Super Saiyan 3, he would have died. Kid Buu would have killed him because the energy drain was just too much for him. We see Goku actually fall unconscious during that fight because he can't maintain Super Saiyan 3 in that fight. Even though he needs the power, but the energy drain is just too much. But he says instead, Vegeta just trained his whole body to get stronger with Super Saiyan 2, which does not have that drawback. Another tweet that Geekdom put out is if Vegeta knew Super Saiyan 3, why didn't he use in Dragon Ball Super? Daima is 3 years before DBS. After using the form, Vegeta is not comfortable with Super Saiyan 3 because of his drawbacks. It drains too much ki, right? The same exact reason he didn't use Trunks Grade 3 against Cell. Despite knowing about it, he knew it wouldn't work. He also put, but Vegeta was in range and should have gone Super Saiyan 3 on Beerus. Wrong. When Cell killed Trunks, why didn't Vegeta go Grade 3 even though he knew it? Just because you're angry doesn't mean you're going to use Super Saiyan 3. It requires a lot of energy and concentration. Then you got the people that say Diamond's not canon. We're not going to get into that. But the explanation's right there. It's really that simple. Vegeta knows, and it'll be interesting to see, depending on when you guys are watching this video, if Vegeta says this by the end of Daima, right? Because I don't think this will be the last time we see Vegeta use Super Saiyan 3 in Daima. I think he'll use it again once we get closer to the final battle with Goma and Dr. Renju and all that other stuff. But the thing about it is, Vegeta here, right? Vegeta knows that the big drawback of Super Saiyan 3 is the ki drain. As powerful as it is, the ki drain is ridiculous, right? And he saw how Goku struggled with that ki drain against Beerus. So Vegeta decides probably either at the end of Daima or after Daima that yes, as powerful as Super Saiyan 3 is, because this fight against Tamagami 2 is the first time that Vegeta used Super Saiyan 3 in a natural fight. Vegeta reached that level through training, but this is the first time that Vegeta's actually used it in a fight, right? So this is probably Vegeta's first real battle outside of training with Goku. This is Vegeta's first real battle since the battle with Kid Buu, right, in the Buu saga. So Vegeta probably realizes that the energy drain is just too much, right? And it's, it makes long fights difficult. So it's better off that he learns how to use Super Saiyan 2 more effectively, because Super Saiyan 2 doesn't have that energy drawback, right? And here's a question I would bring up to you guys. Vegeta and Goku are different fighters. I bring this up all the time on the channel. Vegeta is an offensive fighter. Goku is more of a defensive fighter, right? An all-around defensive fighter. They're both great warriors, but Vegeta is at his best when he's controlling the fight and he's on the offensive. Goku's at his best when it's more of a defensive battle, right? Because then Goku could come up with more of a strategic approach. We know Goku likes to take his time in a fight. He never goes full power right off the bat. Vegeta, on the other hand, a lot of time does go full power off the bat, right? And one thing here, I bring this up: Vegeta versus Trunks from the Goku Black Saga. Trunks asks, Vegeta, hey, go Super Saiyan 3 just like Goku did, because, of course, before this sparring battle, Trunks sparred with Goku, and Goku used Super Saiyan 3 against him. So this whole time, Vegeta could have gone Super Saiyan 3, but that's really not the type of guy Vegeta is. Vegeta's the type of guy that does usually go full power right off the bat. Sometimes, depending on the opponent, he might test him out for a little bit. Like, for example, against like Broly in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, Vegeta took kind of like a Goku approach and steadily transformed. But Vegeta is the type of guy that really doesn't like to waste time. He usually wants to get straight to the point, which means going either straight to Super Saiyan or straight to Super Saiyan Blue. It's one of the reasons why, you don't see Vegeta use Super Saiyan God as much, or, of course, Super Saiyan 3 as much. The main forms that Vegeta actually uses is Base, Super Saiyan Blue, right? Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, and now, of course, Ultra Ego, if of course, you guys have been reading the DBS manga. Goku's the guy who likes to steadily transform, and there's many examples of this. Goku will start in base, and then slowly go through all of his golden hair Super Saiyan forms, and then he'll go into the God forms, and then he'll get the blue, and then, Ultra Instinct, and, etc. Goku has no problem going through every single one of his transformations. Vegeta is not like that, right? So Vegeta could have easily gone Super Saiyan 3 here against Trunks, but Vegeta's just like, no, why would I do that? I'm just going to show you my full power and show you the level that you should aim for, right? And that's the thing. The reason why Vegeta could have used Super Saiyan 3 here against BEERUS if he really wanted to, but just because he was angry that BEERUS slapped Bulma, right, didn't mean he was just going to go Super Saiyan 3 just to do it. Vegeta had been training since the end of Daima to better use Super Saiyan 2, because Super Saiyan 2 doesn't have the drawbacks that Super Saiyan 3 does. Here's another question for you guys. Have you guys ever noticed in Dragon Ball Super how often Goku uses Super Saiyan 2? Especially, just look at the Goku Black arc. He uses Super Saiyan 2 just as much as Super Saiyan Blue almost in that arc. He uses it against Goku Black the first time. He uses it against Zamasu, right? He uses it against Trunks. Goku uses, because Super Saiyan 2 is a good test form. It's not as, of course, it's nowhere near as powerful as the God forms, which are on a whole another level, and it's in a whole different tier of power. But when Goku uses Super Saiyan 2, it's almost like, all right, this is like, all right, let's test. Let me get a sense of how powerful you actually are, and let me determine if I need to actually go up into my God forms, right, where Goku's true power is. And because with Super Saiyan 2, you don't have an energy drain, but you do have wicked power, right? And, of course, look at Goku barely uses Super Saiyan 3 throughout Dragon Ball Super. Remember, Vegeta gets a big win here in Daima against Tamagami 2 with Super Saiyan 3. Goku never did that, right? Take the movies, remember, those movies aren't canon. Take the battle against Janemba and the battle against Hirudegan out of it. When has Goku ever had a big win with Super Saiyan 3? He probably could have defeated Fat Boo, but he chose not to because he wanted, Goten and Trunks to do the job, right? He lost to BEERUS, all right? And what was the other time he used it? He used it against Khalifa and Kale just to show them Super Saiyan 3. He didn't even fight them with it. Outside of that, he never used the Super Saiyan 3. Of course, in the Dragon Ball Super manga, he fought Toppo with it for a couple panels and then went right into Super Saiyan God. So it's a big deal that Vegeta actually gets a win using Super Saiyan 3, something that Goku really hasn't done, all the times he's used Super Saiyan 3 throughout the series, right? So Vegeta realizes that, with the drawbacks of Super Saiyan 3, it's better for him just to use, just to keep training his Super Saiyan 2 form, right? And, this confirms finally when Battle of Gods, when Master Roshi, says, hey, when Vegeta got angry against Beerus, in that moment, he was stronger than Goku. And Goku actually admits it later on, right? That it was actually true. Vegeta could have gone Super Saiyan 3 against Beerus. He chose not to. He got angry and then just decided to upgrade the power he had as Super Saiyan 2. So you can basically make the argument that in that moment when Vegeta was fighting Beerus, that his Super Saiyan 2 was on par with Goku's Super Saiyan 3, right? In general, in an actual fight, does that mean that Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta is stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku? I wouldn't say that because, of course, Vegeta had rage on his side and emotion, right? And we all know, of course, that Saiyans use anger and their emotions to become more powerful in battle. So if Goku says if Beerus had done something like that to Chi-Chi, right? I can see Goku doing the exact same thing that Vegeta did. But Vegeta decides after Dragon Ball Daima that that he's, because of the drawbacks of Super Saiyan 3, he's better at just using Super Saiyan 2 and upgrading that form, right? And his Super Saiyan 2 power actually gets much stronger, right, than Gohan or anybody else had used Super Saiyan 2 up to that point because he had been training to make that form even more powerful post Daima. But Vegeta could have easily gone Super Saiyan 3 against Beerus if he had chose to, but he chose not to, right? And that's that. So that is why Vegeta chooses not to use Super Saiyan 3 post Daima in Dragon Ball Super, even though he could have easily if he wanted to, right? And of course, we all know, of course, once they get into the Dragon Ball Super era, right? The Super Saiyan God form, right, comes to pass. Vegeta actually learns how to go Super Saiyan God on his own before Goku. Because remember, they did the ritual for Goku to be able to go Super Saiyan God, right? Vegeta, he starts training with Whis shortly after Battle of Gods, and he's able to reach Super Saiyan God by himself. Even though it's off screen, he's able to do it by himself. And we don't actually see Vegeta actually use Super Saiyan God until he fights Broly in the Broly movie. But he had known how to go Super Saiyan God for all of that time, right? And et cetera, et cetera. And then Vegeta just decides to focus on the God forms, and then et cetera, et cetera. Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, eventually Ultra Ego, and et cetera. So you never know. So here's the thing, right? The last thing I'll say as we end this video is, right, will we ever see Super Saiyan 3 adult Vegeta, right? So will we ever see Super Saiyan 3 adult Vegeta? One thing I hope, and this is just me, saying things out loud. Like I hope maybe like at the end of Daima, once Goku and Vegeta are back to being adults, and once everything they've finished things up in the demon realm. I hope that maybe we get to see like Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan Vegeta spar. That would be like the perfect way to end Daima, right? And then of course, because we know Daima will lead in the Dragon Ball Super part of the timeline. I think that would be awesome. I think it's unlikely we'll see Super Saiyan 3 adult Vegeta right now, just because, of course, where things are in Dragon Ball Super. Once the Dragon Ball Super manga comes back sometime next year in 2025, right? I just don't see Vegeta having a reason to use the power. Why would he? He has his Super Saiyan form, he has the God forms, and of course Ultra Ego. There's really no need for him to use Super Saiyan 3, especially because of the drawbacks of the form. I think it's way more likely that you'll see Goku use Super Saiyan 3 against Super Saiyan 3 again at some point in the future, in a future Dragon Ball project, than Vegeta, right? Just because, it doesn't really go with his overall fighting style. But you never know. Of course, you never know what the future. Vegeta could use the form in training or just against an opponent just because he wants to showcase his power, things like that. But I just think it's unlikely that we'll see Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta as an adult, right? But like I said, you never know. But that's just the way things are right now. But either way, I gotta give credit. There's been this art's from Daniel Arts _98 on Twitter, but there's been so much cool Vegeta art that has come out since the Daima episode. It's really really cool. This is one of the things I miss about the DBS manga is like whenever something big happened, like Ultra Instinct or Ultra Ego, you would get all this cool fan art from the community, and we haven't really had that because there hasn't been any new forms or anything like that. To see now everyone marking out over Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, it's just really, really cool. But yeah, but other than that, that's about all I got for you guys for this video. I know it was a little bit long, but I really wanted to take the time to explain why, how Vegeta got Super Saiyan 3, why he chooses to use it in Daima and not use it in Super, right? And what the future could look like with Vegeta using this form. So like I said, if you guys have anybody that has any questions about Super Saiyan 3, point them to this video. And of course, if you guys have any other questions in the comment section, I would love to answer them. But like I said, let me know in the comment section what your guys' thoughts are on Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Do you guys like the form? Did you think Toriyama did it justice in Daima? Let me know your thoughts. But other than that, that's about all I got for you guys for this video. Leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Comment, subscribe, hit the bell next to my name, Fitzmonk TV, so you guys are notified every time I post a new video. I'm going to get out of here. You guys stay safe and healthy, y'all. Like I said, also check out the Dragon Ball playlist and the Dragon Ball Daima playlist. That's where you'll find all of my Dragon Ball Daima content. So as Daima continues on and we have more and more surprises in store, make sure you guys are locked in here on the channel for all of that. So I will see you guys later. Stay safe and healthy, y'all. Peace.